How's it going, everyone? We are here in Scotland in Sword and Sorcery LGS. It's right across the street from my house, and I'm here joined by my friends who plays Lorcana as well and are really, really good and has done really well on the first season. We have Aaron Brown, David Weir,
Darrow Burns.
If you guys don't know, Daryl Burns is actually top 40 of EU. And right now we're going to find out what the accomplishments they've gotten from Season 1 and what are their plans for Season 2. We're also going to find out all the type of preparations that they do, because I think that both all of them are really unique in terms of preparation, and you will be surprised. All right, so we're going to start with you. Would you like to introduce yourself, Aaron?
I'm Aaron.
Tell them your accomplishments.
I have top 32 the DLC in Bologna, top 128 in Birmingham, and I finished in top 16 in the Axiom event there at the weekend.
Yeah, and what decks did you use?
In Bologna I played Steel Song. I played a wee bit more of an aggressive twist with Perditas at the top end of the curve. In Birmingham I played Green Steel Shift, which topped out with Beast Relentless. And in Axiom I played Yellow, Blue, Larger Posteriors, or Big Butts. Now that I can say it.
All right, David.
Hi, I'm David, and I got top 64 in Bochum DLC, playing Ruby Amethyst, just the general consistent draw package. I played 4 Maleficent Sorceress. I just wanted to draw. That was a really bad idea because I hit 7 Buckies in Swiss and the Diablos drew all day. I then got top 128, losing my winning into day 2. With Steel Song I played a similar aggro Steel Song deck to Aaron. But I didn't want to play the Uninkable, so I cut the Perditas. I can't remember what I played, and then in
the 4th Robin and the 4th Queen.
Oh, I played a 4/4 shift line.
Aye.
I played the 2 4/4 shift lines. The Queen was broken, and then I made day 2 at Birmingham with Purple Steel, playing the 4 Sticky Mickeys, 4 libraries, just really consistent, low to the ground. If I hit red blue, beat them all day long. My 5 wins were against red blue, and then I hit a mid-range deck in day 2 and lost.
Hi there guys, my name's Darryl. I didn't do as well as them going into Bochum and Bologna. I tried the discard deck back in Bochum and it was very drawish. Basically drew every single game, and then we went to Bologna where I tried to build green purple before it was doable.
25 Uninkables.
It was a few Uninkables, don't know if it was quite 25. And once the later sets came out, it was a wee bit more doable going into Birmingham, where I played green purple, making third in the Swiss, just over 2,000 people. And there was 19 Uninkables in that deck. Somehow I pulled it off. It only hit me once or twice. Did see 7 items over the course of that weekend. It was quite heavy, but the deck was geared towards it. And off the back of that, I made day 2. Unfortunately, my deck punted going into the only viable mirror that was in the top cut, which was Johnny, that made second at the event. But fortunately enough, due to my performance in the Swiss, I was given a hand-down invite, which allowed me to go to Paris, where I finished 40th on a 313 score, and I was only 1 conversion away from making day 2. I got very close twice, finishing off at 19 lower with any number of top deck outs, but that's the luck that I hold anyway.
I think it's important to highlight as well that your performance in Birmingham on day 1 was number 3, correct me if I'm wrong, on the Swiss, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Top 3 on the Swiss. So now you guys see who I play with in Scotland and why I'm getting put to the boot camp. They're really, really good players, and I'm now gonna talk about like their play styles and like what they usually play based on what I see every time I play against them. We're gonna start with Aaron, and I think for me, out of all like the decks that is being played, Aaron's probably my favorite. No offense to them too, they're great players, and this is because he plays a lot of fun decks. Every week when we see each other in the league, he's always bringing something spicy that if you probably look at it without like analyzing it, it doesn't make sense. But like the more you like look at it and like, oh, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. What makes you build these type of decks? Is this like something that you enjoy, or do you do this to like stand out from the others? What's the reasoning behind all these random decks that you bring?
I think the best way to answer this question is Lorcana is such a new game, and it is very herdish. So people will build a good deck, they will play a good deck because it costs like £10, and everybody will stick to that deck. And I think in Lorcana there is so much room to explore different play styles, different strategies, because the game is only 7 sets old. 6 basically, but 7, right, because 7's just come out.
Yeah.
But I do like playing different decks, and it's usually because it gives me the slight edge, because people don't know the cards, but that's not as easy in Lorcana. So it comes down to playstyle, and playstyle is what I think gives me the edge, because I believe if I play the cards the way you're supposed to play them, I'll win the game. That's how I view it.
Yeah, and that showed because one of the reasons why I like his approach is because I kind of do the same, right? Like you guys know me, I don't play meta decks usually. I mean, we both brought Amber Sapphire to Axion last week, and we both top 16 with it, and everyone is like, what's going on? Like, why is these two people with Amber Sapphire are 5-0 and they're going to top 16? I think I agree with that. The element of surprise is very nice, and nothing better than your opponent like, can I read that card? And they actually don't know what's going on.
Rue, Littlest Sailor, MVP, all day. Everybody did it.
Yeah.
But while you mention that, there is something I would like to touch on with that. The yellow-blue Big Butts, not larger, posterior, was actually a brainchild of me and Daryl. It went through so many different iterations to end up at the version that I actually played at Axion. It started off with Tamada. What is that the name of the card? The 3-mana Tadashi Hamada that ramps you to. But I felt as if it didn't do too much, and we topped some store championships. Daryl, I think you won one, right? Daryl won one. I top 80'd, and like it ended up going through so many different iterations that when I took it to Axion, I was comfortable where it was, and so I can't take all the credit. The final build was mine, but it was mine and Daryl's to begin with.
Awesome.
Yeah. Include Coco's and Kutch.
Yeah, for those of you guys who are wondering, I don't know if I posted it yet because I didn't see it on Inkdex because they posted the Axion list. Because obviously a lot of them see my like Amber Sapphire support Fasa. It's completely different. It's more like low to the ground, like what he said, big butts with Rude that minus your strength, so you can't challenge the characters, and with Alice as well, and it's super fast. And if you are not built for that, you're gonna have a hard time taking out a bunch of like 4-wheel power stuff. Now I want to go to David. David is for me playing against him is more of like he plays meta stuff, but he turns it into his own, and he's really tough because like to beat because he knows his lines. He doesn't really play greedy. And he's very defensive, but knows when to stop on the gas. Would you like to talk about like your deck choices and what's your approach in Lorcana?
Just before you speak, best player in Scotland, easy.
Yeah, so I normally, when a set comes out, I start with what we would say is the best decks. So at Axion, I played both Set 7 events. I went undefeated in both of them. Tied the last round with Blue Steel. It's just easy to learn all the other decks with the best deck. I know my deck works, so I just play it properly, and then I learn all the other decks, and then if there's nothing I like in a format, I'll just stick with the best deck. So in the 6 format, I started with sort of your green purples, your purple steels, your emerald steels, but I didn't like any of them, so I played Blurple predominantly in that format. Still convinced that Blurple was arguably the best deck in that format before the DKP Shark list came out. But no, I would stick with the best deck, learn all the matchups, and then if there's something I really like, I'll play it. If not, I'll just stick with what's tried and tested. But I do like cutting some of the traditional cards. If you go into a matchup and you think you know my deck list, and then, so in the DKP list, I played the Vanellope. People were shifting Diablos, turning it sideways, and on turn 3, I slammed down a Vanellope, 3/3 trades your Diablo. Like, the match is over because they've slammed their whole hand into it. But it makes it trickier, and then, if I ink some of those cards early, it's hard for you to play around what's actually in my deck.
I like that a lot, because a lot of us, like especially most competitive players, except for Daryl, look at like the meta decks for like online stuff, right? Like we know what Zan's list look like, we know what DKP's list look like, and if you change a few cards, it adds an element of surprise until like you get to day 2, because like day 2 it's open deck list, it's much harder to get the element of surprise. But like getting there, you think you know what you're playing against, and then boom, they drop a card and you're just like surprised.
I think one thing to say is, I don't know if you'll agree, Daryl, is we do look at deck lists, but we don't build those deck lists. So we look at those deck lists to say, what would your average player be playing? Like, if you play against somebody playing Red Blue Shark, you know it's going to be DKP's list. But when you've got me, David and Daryl, we know that we have Vanellope. We know that David plays an extra Hades.
I played B-King for a while. It was really powerful.
It's how, I think, if there's anything that I would like to talk about us three today, is how we can adapt a deck list and tune it for the meta. And I think our Steel Song deck, the result showed itself. I lost to a top deck, let it go. Like,
they should have played around.
It's really hard, but like I lost to a top deck, let it go. That's how I lost that game.
1 in 40.
1 in 40, but we don't go there. I think that's, if there's anything, it's between our group chat and stuff like that. Like, I think that's what the three of us do incredibly well. More so David, and sometimes me and Daryl. Like, I think that's what we do well. Preparation's a big thing.
Yeah, preparation definitely is a big thing. It's like what I always say. I repeat this many times before because I'm a big fan of Art of War. And Sun Tzu says that the general who calculates before he goes to war will always win the war or the battle. And the general who doesn't calculate or barely calculates will always lose. What more, no calculation at all. And preparation can get you so far ahead of the game. And now we're gonna go into Daryl. Like what I said, and I don't mean this as an insult for those of you guys who are listening, and he knows this already as well. I think it's quite impressive, actually. It's more of a compliment, like what I said. He is not like, he's the opposite of me. I'm always online, right? I'm always looking at websites. I'm always following the top players. I know exactly what they're playing, card by card. And Daryl does not do that. But even though he doesn't do that, he still managed to top 3 in Birmingham and then top 40 in on Paris on the EU Continentals. And for me, that's quite impressive, you know. And I always tell him this. We were rooming last weekend, and I'm like, what more if you like add like the knowledge of like actually like going online, how far you will go if you add that extra step. What's your take on the game? What's that?
That's just teamwork, right? Like,
Yeah, that's true.
He gets that for us, so why does he do it himself? Like,
yeah, even if he doesn't do that, like he can get that from use. But like, what's like your approach with the game? Like, I know you play a lot of green purple during set 6 and set 5, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for me, so I stuck with it, tweaking it based on the local metas I was playing in, and any sort of meta calls for like between Birmingham and Paris, the deck changed ever so slightly. There was significantly more green purple in the room. About a quarter of the room was green purple in Paris, thanks to Arbax's list coming out. But fortunately, my deck was a bit more mid range with the likes of Lyle, which counteracted the aggro and let me gain the advantage in those matchups. Is there anything in particular that you're wanting to know about it? Like,
yeah, I mean, just basically talk about your approach in the game. What type of preparations you do? We all have spoken about like your preparations as 3, but I'm pretty sure you do some extra on the side. And if you don't do any of that, that's even more impressive.
Well, how I'd say I go about building a deck is I always look at the full card pool. I'm not saying it's the most efficient. It takes me a long time, but it is how I go about it. I'll go through all the cards, I'll look at them with fresh eyes when a new set comes out, I'll build something, and then I'll play it into the guys, and I'll figure out what works, either through losing or them shouting at me, and then we'll go back to the drawing board, we'll make some tweaks, and keep reiterating that until we get something that looks like it's working. And then, even though I don't overly follow the meta and such, that is then when I would look at the decks to see if there's anything that can be changed to give it an edge. Those are the decks that we do play, the decks that we are trialling into to make sure that we have the edge against the meta, because most people do just copy those decks, and even if it is somewhere between 2 and 6 cards of a difference, whether it's a completely different matchup or it's the mirror, we make sure that those cards are the ones that give us the edge, to give us the win, regardless of whether we're going first or second.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice approach to things. I'm a big fan of element of surprise. I can throw you down another Sun Tzu quote, but I'm not gonna, because I don't want to bore you guys out about that element of surprise. Now I want to talk about like the future. I know for sure, because I talk to you guys all the time. We hang out, and I know that you guys are planning to keep doing what you're doing for next season. So what's the plan? Are we going all out? Are we going to just a few events and just ultra megatonic prepare for that event, and it's like one shot and I'm done kind of stuff?
I'd say I can speak for the 3 of us that we've decided that, given our performance last year in that season, the fact that we all done pretty well, we never got any outstanding results, but we were close, and we were close, I would say, without us giving it everything we had. And I feel like the 3 of us pull it together, we put in the time, the effort to push it that step further, then we expect all 3 of us to be making excellent results next season.
Yeah, I also wanted like to touch up on this, because both them two were quite busy last year, and I don't know how they put in the time to do that, because I know that
don't know what David's about to say, but that's what I was about to touch on.
Yeah. I just wanted to like highlight that they're really, really busy people, and somehow they made it work. So I like sharing that with you guys, because I want your dream to come true. If this is one of the things that you want to like achieve in life, it's like you want to top one of these events and you don't have enough time, that it's possible, you know. When you get the free time, put in some of the work, and then just do your best, basically.
So to touch on that point, last year I was full-time at university, finishing my last year. I was working 2 jobs. I also played the full Pokemon season. I qualified for Worlds for Pokemon, as well as learning a new Lorcana format, playing all the time. So I probably got up at 5, 6 a.m, got back in the house at 10 p.m. So any of my Lorcana tests and time, it's now do I want to get better at this game and take away some of my sleep, or do I want to sleep and focus on all aspects of my life? And a couple of weeks before the DLCs, we just chose, like, do you know what, I'm going to wreck my sleep schedule. I'm going to survive on Red Bulls. But if you really want to improve at your hobbies, you do need to find some time, even if it feels like you've got no time. Even just like, for Pokemon specifically, I used to play 5 games a day. That's it. That's all I played. 5 games, 5 best of ones. Just keep playing. The more you play, the better you get. I'm a big advocate for recording your games as well. So when I was going to uni, I was going on the train. There was no service really, but I could watch my own games, and then I can see all the mistakes I'm making, or even the mistakes my opponents are making, and going, well, okay, I shouldn't have won that game because X, Y, and Z mistake happened. So how do I get better? Because I need to assume that heading into this next season, everyone's going to step it up a gear. Yeah, everyone's going to improve, everyone's going to get better. So I can't just rely on me playing better than people or me having a better deck. I need to be one step above on both of those aspects, and I think it's going to be really exciting moving forward how many people are going to commit to Lorcana and get really good.
Yeah. And I think I'm super excited on how you guys are going to perform next year, especially now that you have a little more time than you did last year. As a group in general, so for me that's very exciting. I mean, they're my friends. We all know that I'm gonna be in Worlds next year, so I would like for them to join me. I'm just kidding. I have the least accolades, not even close to what they achieved this season. Do you want to share your?
I just touch on what Darryl and David was saying there. I think I don't know if you two will admit it, but in a lot of the DLCs we were underprepared. We didn't play for Birmingham. David and I played some sets the night before because we were quite busy, and
I really wanted to play Emerald Steel discard.
Yeah,
and just the night before I was like, this deck's not good.
We had a discard deck that was winning in testing, and it looked nothing like Zansai Edge, but it was winning. And we decided not to play it, but I like the green steel deck, so I stuck with that. I think this year maybe just a wee bit more dedication, and I think our results will get better. I think an important thing for me going into a tournament is burnout. I don't play leading up to the event. I play maybe the week before, a week and a half before, 2 weeks. I don't play. Because then you get burnt out. You find a deck you like, you keep losing, you put it in. You find another deck, you keep losing, you put it in. That's literally all I would say. But if I was to say anything else, the Scottish community, we're something to be reckoned with, and I think for the first time in card games history, we're going to smash it.
Yeah, it's
to translate Errol, that means we're going to do good.
Yeah, I am the lucky charm because I moved here and then all of a sudden they've been popping up. But washed up. Me, no Errol. But yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything. The Scottish community has been amazing in terms of just the community and also the competitivity. There's a lot of great players here in Scotland, and eventually some of them will achieve what these three has achieved as well. And yeah, I'm really grateful for this community, because without this I would be a loner streaming in my room every night. It's Lorcana where I met my friends. And without that, like what I said, moving from a country to another country, it can be tough, and the Lorcana community made it easier for me, for sure. I just also wanted to ask you guys, is there anything you want to say to our audience for tonight? Any some farewell stuff, some advice, or just anything in general?
If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Yeah. If you start foiling out your deck, specifically the cold foils, you will top deck them like it's your job. The nicer you are to your cards, the prettier you make them, the nicer they are to you. It doesn't matter if you've got no money in your bank account, shiny out those cards and they will be nice to you.
And to clarify what the two of them just said, Aaron's favourite card has got to be that 5/5 mana duck. It's one of many games and he loves it to pieces, and they keep printing more and they keep adding to his collection. As for David, he's got a filthy addiction for foils. He cannot help himself. It does add magic to the game and I don't know how he does it. As for myself, I would say find yourself 2 to 3 players that are on the same level with you. Work together, put the effort in, and try and interact and network with people that are a bit better. Grow yourself, and then you've got that community. You've got the people that you can then go to these tournaments with. And do you know what? I did fantastic in the first one, but
don't be scared to lose.
don't be scared to lose. I heard there, in case you couldn't hear him. It isn't a bad thing. It's a learning opportunity. Like I said, I didn't do well in the first 2, and with their help and a lot of practice and a lot of hours put in between there and then, I finally managed to get a result. And anybody can do it. All you have to do is believe in yourself, put a wee bit of effort in, and there is always the luck of the draw on the day that you don't hit your worst matchup and you can take it all the way.
All right. Well, thank you very much for doing this with me. We've been actually wanting to do this for a while now, because I really wanted to highlight the Scottish community and the skilled players and just the amazing community in general. I just wanted to say as well that if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to click that like, subscribe, and bell button. Comment down below your thoughts and share with us your experience with competitive Lorcana. I will also put all of their socials in the bottom if they want to share it. Other than that, I am very happy that we didn't say anything NSFW or curse this whole time. Don't do it now! Don't do it now!
I tried so hard.
But in all seriousness, thank you very much for supporting the channel. And again, if they can do it, you can do it as well. Put in that work. Find yourself the right people to surround you that will motivate you and that will work as hard as you, and you'll get there. Day 2 and possibly be some world spot for you. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next one.
Thanks guys, take care.
Peace!
You just flipped him off, Edo.